Welcome, Bad Company and viewers from around the world. This is your commissioner speaking. To open the show, we're going to cut live to our famous fan, Mob Barley from Jamaica. Mob, are you there?
Hello, Mr. Nick. I'm happy to be here.
All right, Mob. So, we're midway through the season. Who do you think's going to turn it up on the way to the playoffs?
Oh, yeah. Down the stretch, I would have to say, I'm seeing a lot of development out of Team Andrew. He has a good roster, and I think down the stretch, he can take down some teams, especially like RKO out of nowhere.
Hard to argue with that. So, Mob, who do you think has been the biggest sleeper so far in the draft this year?
Well, Nick, I watch a lot of football myself with my family and friends, and I'd have to say my favorite player would have to be Lionel Messi, or maybe Cristiano Ronaldo. They both have a good year, and I think that they're both doing fantastic.
Right. So, what are your thoughts on the top team in the league this year, Swim Shady?
Well, Nick, I think what Ryan Lochte did in Brazil was really bad. But this team is just as good as that was bad. I gotta say, things are looking up. I like the roster, and I think it has a lot of development, but they're gonna explode down the stretch.
All right, Mob. Well, thanks for joining us. One last thing before we let you go. We have some news to inform you of. Next year, the Bad Company Fantasy Football Combine is going to take place in your hometown of Kingston, Jamaica.
Are you serious? That's fantastic! Lionel Messi, we're looking for you out in Jamaica. Bring your friend Cristiano, maybe Suarez.
All right, and with that, we're going to take a short break. But stick around. When we come back, we're going to go to our sideline reporter, Ryan Westfall, for his take on this Thursday week's matchup between the Packers and the Bears.
Hi, I'm Team Shady, and I have DirecTV.
I'm Team Andrew. I have cable.
Your defensive team is this good. You get every game out of markets. You can keep up with all the stats.
I get dirt bike racing.
Thanks, Nick. I'm here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and I'm here at the Packers facility, and I'm here to talk about the Packers-Bears game. Bears, they're not doing so hot this year, but they have options with Howard and Eddie Royal. However, the defense will be the key to their success. However, Packers are a very tough matchup. Aaron Rodgers will torch that secondary along with James Starks and Eddie Lacy on the ground. But my big key is Jordy Nelson, who's going to be the main key to this Packers' success, and that's why they will win 27-14 against the Bears. Now back to you, Nick, in the studio.
Thank you, Ryan. And now at this time, we're going to welcome our co-host, Hunter Grad, who's going to help me go over the mid-season awards. All right, Hunter. So we've got 3 awards this year. We've got Comeback Player of the Year, GM of the Year, and League MVP. Where do you think the league stands for Comeback Player of the Year?
Well, you know, Nick. Here, let me pull out the trophy here. After scouring the stats and rankings the last season, looking at past drafts, I've been a part of this league 3 years, and in those 3 years, I come to know which teams are generally the powerhouses and which teams are the dumpster fires. And looking back at last year, Team Josh was a sure dumpster fire. But this year, he's turning the tables around and second place in the league with a big matchup. And I think he's done fantastic this season.
I have to agree with you on that one. So where do you think we stand on GM of the Year? We've got some strong candidates coming out of Golden Truth, Pen Pineapple Apple Pen, and RKO out of nowhere.
Oh, we definitely do. Here, let me grab the trophy. There it is. Well, looking at each team individually, I gotta say, RKO out of nowhere, I don't understand. They brought in plenty of talent this season with acquiring Jordy Nelson and Todd Gurley, but then literally within the next week or two, they're off the team. I think the players are going to start to feel untrusted by their coach there. And, I mean, Tom Brady can only hold you for so long until the team feels deflated.
Yeah, I got to agree with you on that one.
Well, next off, looking at the Golden Truth, I really loved your trade with RKO Nowhere, acquiring DeMarco Murray. That was a great trade. You dished off Gordon. You can say, Gordon, I don't know how long he's going to keep up his touchdown streak, but Murray's picking up solid yards per game, and it's fantastic. You picked up Ryan Matthews in that trade too, running with your running back 1 and 2.
Yeah.
It's a great trade for you. Now, fighting for my own squad, Pen Pineapple Apple Pen, I brought in a lot of talent the past few weeks. If you look at my roster compared to now, you'd see I'm finally projected over 100 points in. It may say projections mean nothing, but when you're a team that normally projects 85, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I have one piece of evidence against you that I think my team would win.
Oh, yeah.
Remember our off-season trade? You know, Marshall and Hopkins?
Yeah. Doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, which one? I have some facts for you. Per this day on the season, Marshall has produced 46 fantasy points so far.
It's pretty good.
You know how many Hopkins has produced?
Off the top of my head, no.
42. That's an outperformance in a
It's
league
not that
trade.
big of a difference.
Oh, it's a trade that the league thought I was stupid for even
That's
completing.
very true. It's very true.
You got to look at his competition with Antonio Brown over the two luxury vehicles. Two luxury vehicles they're trading over for the the receiving total in the league. I just got to say, I'm not a fan of all the hate that I've been getting. 54 acquisitions in the calendar year. That's amazing. But I can't name a trophy winner today. We're going to have to wait till the end of the season to see how these trades shake up.
It's been very close. Lastly, what about MVP? I mean, I feel like there are some good contenders, but there are definitely some that stick out more than the rest.
Well, Nick, you got to be right. And I've heard arguments from all sides, especially a lot of arguments going for RKO out of nowhere,
Yeah.
especially regarding his number one ranking. But I got to tell you, the one team that has really stuck out to me, no, it's not Team Andrew. It's Team Swim Shady. I got to tell you, he's had a great roster with David Johnson leading the way, the number one running back in fantasy football this year.
That is the truth.
I got to say, I like his trade acquisitions too. He hasn't made enough moves. He's had enough depth since the beginning where he hasn't had to make too many moves. But acquiring Nelson was a great acquisition for this team, who I think is their number 2 player on the roster.
Yeah.
I think Johnson, Nelson, Shady, it's a great team right now.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can carry that on throughout the rest of the season. But league MVP, midway through, Swim Shady, this is to you.
Well, there you have it, folks. We have the mid-season awards so far. Coming up next, we got our game picks for Week 7 of the Fantasy Football League Bad Company. All right, so now we have our game picks for the week. I have our on-field reporter, Ryan Westfall, and our co-host, Hunter Grad. First game of the week, we got Swim Shady versus the Injury Report. Ryan, who do you got?
I like Swim Shady a lot with the depth along the line, and I don't see Injury Report really putting him up to a fight.
Yeah, I agree. What about you?
Well, looking at this game prior to the season, I would have thought the injury report would have had it. But with the name, injuries have really plagued this team. Swim Shady's got this one by a landslide.
Yeah, I'm going to go Swim Shady. Also, I'm going to say 120 to 85. Next game, we got Pen Pineapple Apple Pen versus Brady's a Lady. Hunter, why don't you start us off with this one?
I think my team has really grown in talent ever since my couple trades here with Bradley. And I really see us winning this game with a resounding statement. I think probably 115 to 73.
Nice. What about you, Ryan?
It's a tough one to call here, Nick, but I'm going to have to go with Brady's a Lady. I think he's going to pull up the upset, and he's going to thrive going down the stretch and make a push for the playoffs.
Nice. I'm actually going to side with Ryan on this one. I think Brady's a Ladies had a tough schedule to start. He's given up the most points against so far. I'm going to go Brady's a Lady against Pen Pineapple Apple Pen. Next game, we got Odell versus Team Eat Some. All right, Ryan, who do you got?
This is a tough one to call, but I have to go again with Team Eat Some. AJ Green is leading his team to victory week in and week out, and I expect him to do it again this week.
Nice. What about you, Hunter?
Definitely Team Eat Some. I think he might take over Ryan's crown this week with a strong performance.
Well, I'm also going to go with Team Eat Some. They're that comeback team of the year, no doubt. Next game, we got RKO out of nowhere against Team Andrew, or If I Beat You, Be Embarrassed. Hunter, what do you got?
You may look at me crazy here, Nick, but I have Team Andrew in an upset victory by 1 point from the kicker.
Wow.
Mason Crosby is going to hit a late field goal that's going to push them into victory, just like Week 1, how I beat Brad's team.
Wow, it's a good pick. How about you?
I also agree with that pick. However, I don't think it'll be the kicker. I think it'll be Aaron Rodgers leading this team to victory with 4 touchdown passes to lead them to a victory.
Well, as much as I want If I Beat You, Be Embarrassed to win, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to take RKO out of nowhere. Just look at If I Beat You, Be Embarrassed roster. It's bad. All right. So, for our Week 7 game of the week, we have R.I.P. Harambe versus the Golden Truth. Right? What do you
I
got?
think this is a very tough one, but my gut's telling me Golden Truth.
It's a good pick. That's a good pick.
I like the running back situation with DeMarco Murray, and I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to turn the corner, and he is going to produce for this team.
Nice. I hopefully agree as well. I'm going to go with Golden Truth because it's my team. So, Hunter? What do
Well,
you
with
think?
our headgear selection, I got to be honest with you, I've seen a lot of good things out of the Golden Truth. I like DeMarco Murray. I love DeAndre Hopkins. I love T.Y. Hilton. I love the whole roster, really. but not so fast. I gotta look at you. I gotta tell you, R.I.P. Harambe. Matt Forte is gonna come back strong. We have Jamal Charles, Andrew Luck, and that team is gonna have a strong performance. And that is why I am out here, and I'm gonna pick R.I.P. Harambe to win this game by 15 points. Let's go!
And there you have it. Those are our game picks for Week 7 of the Bad Company Fantasy Football League.
And that's why they call me